Hi guys! Good morning! Welcome back to our channel. Muli pong nagbabalik ang inyong kaibigan na marami na po napagdaanan kapag nabigay po ng payo, siguradong pang malakas. It's me, one and only, Payong Kaibigan. And on today's video mga kapersa, isa pong magandang balita yung ating pag-uusapan. Kasi meron pong insider, ito po ay taga-gobyerno din, na pilit po talagang nakikipag-usap, nakikipag-dialogo po sa ating mga eksperto po dyan sa Interagency Task Force. Okay, siya po si Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, si Sir Joey Concepcion. So ang pakiusap po niya sa ating Interagency Task Force ay luwagan na po yung quarantine para po sa mga pauwing Filipino, ganun din po sa mga foreigners. Okay, kasi it's been 2 years na po na tayo ay nasa pandemic. So hopefully, ang sabi po niya ay matuto na po tayo mamuhay na andyan na po yung COVID. Okay. So based naman po doon sa kaniyang proposal, hindi naman po agad-agad natatanggalin po yung quarantine. So ang kanya pong suggestion ay sana mag-shift po tayo from hotel quarantine or yung facility-based quarantine ay sana po iksian natin yung araw ng quarantine para sa umuwi dyan ng mga tao, di ba? And eventually, mag-shift po tayo from facility-based quarantine to home quarantine. So hopefully, yung pakiusap po nito ni Secretary Joey Concepcion ay magkaroon po ng katuparan. Alam naman po natin na malapit na po matapos yung January at every 2 weeks po ina-update yung protocol, yung Iatf resolution dyan sa Pilipinas. So sana po magkaroon pa ito ng magandang bunga or pangyayari yung kanyang pakikipag-usap. At syempre tayo po dito na mga OFW sa Saudi Arabia, we are hoping na sana tayo po ay matanggal na po sa red list. And syempre sana po hindi naman po tayo nag-e-expect na malipat po tayo sa green list. So kahit sana matanggal po tayo sa red list at mapunta po tayo sa yellow list. So yung 2 araw po doon na matitipid po natin sa quarantine, di ba? From 7 to 5 na lang ay malaking bagay na po yun para sa ating lahat. Okay? And then syempre nakita naman po natin yung pagbaba, di ba, ng kaso po dyan sa Pilipinas. Nung mga nakaraang araw, umabot po tayo ng 30,000 new cases per day. Then bumaba po siya sa 24. And ngayon po, yung atin pong daily case po dyan ay 17,000 na lang. So patuloy po sana nating ipagdasal, di ba, yung ating mga kababayan dyan sa Pilipinas na sana po ay makarecover na po yung may mga karamdaman man. At sana po ay patuloy na po yung pagbaba ng kaso ng COVID. At ang isa pa pong magandang balita dito, yung vaccine hesitancy. Ibig po sabihin niya ang hesitancy, yung mga tao po na may duda or may alinlangan, di ba, na magpaturok po ng bakuna. So based po sa latest survey, bumaba na po yan. Ibig sabihin po, mas marami na po ngayong Pilipino ang gusto na po na magpabakuna. Siyempre, alam naman po natin na napakarami pong restrictions pag hindi po bakunado. So panoorin po natin mabuti yung naging interview kay Sir Joey Concepcion kung saan dun po niya diniscuss in details, di ba, yung logic ng kanyang proposal sa IATF. And hopefully, ito po ay magkaroon po ng magandang resulta. So abangan po natin yan sa mga latest na IATF resolution. Okay? So kung meron ka pong mga katanungan, questions, comments, anything, reaction, ilagay mo lamang po yan sa ating comment section dyan sa baba at sasagutin po natin yan sa lalong mabilis na panahon. Okay? Marami pong salamat. Always stay safe, guys, and God bless.
We understand, sir, that you're proposing quite a few amendments to the current system in what you call the practicing living with COVID, same as other Southeast Asian countries. Could you walk us through your proposals in specifics po?
Well, this morning we had the Go Negosyo Town Hall. Kasama namin dito sila Bids, Dison, si Father Nick, of course, Guido David, Dr. Solante, and Dr. Michael Tino. So basically, I shared with them, I'm actually right now in San Francisco, no? We shared with them basically our thoughts. No, I think it's about time that we start to move on. Thailand basically has announced that they will again open their borders and allow tourists to come to Thailand. Switzerland has announced. Of course, the most radical is UK. No, saying that they'll get rid of face masks, no more vaccine passports, and all of that. So they'll forget all of the protocols with regards to COVID and just move on to a normal life. We're not saying that, no. Kanina sa town hall rin natin, si Father Nick and Guido gave the best news, no. As basically they were saying that towards February, close to Valentine and maybe Valentine, the cases would drop, no? And we see that, and I've seen the charts of Father Nick and Guido David, no, our partners of the research in providing visibility to the private sector. Secretary Vince, in a way, agreed with my suggestion. No? That's about time that we move on. The Philippines cannot sustain this kind of, structure. Remember when 2 weeks ago we had another town hall, Secretary Duque said that, he thinks Omicron is here. But 2 weeks after that, you saw the impact of Omicron. It just spread like wildfire, no? Really hitting us close to 40,000 cases. So no amount of quarantine that we have done has ever stopped any variant from coming to the Philippines. None. They have all entered. Delta, Alpha, and all of them have entered the Philippines. So is facility quarantine the right approach? No? Is the right approach to really do RT-PCR tests and all of this? No. So and we really have to think it through. No, what the most important thing right now is that vaccines are the ones protecting our people from severe infection and death. No, and I think that doesn't change the equation. But moving forward, Father Nick even made a statement during the town hall that he believes that this is the beginning of the end. And I agree with him, no? That Omicron will be the beginning of the end. And we have to start to really realize how to live that normal. We might be forgetting how to live that normal life. The tourism sector has been shut down for basically 2 years. No? Yeah. How long can people in this business sector continue to sustain their obligations to the banks by accumulated loans?
I think
Mr. Concepcion, I just want to know, how confident, how solid are we on what you just said, that quarantine facilities for inbound travelers have not really kept anything out. I know Omicron is different. Iba talaga yung Omicron. But to that point, you mentioned kanina we were at 3 days, then we were at 7, 5, we loosened to 3, then we allowed it to open, then Omicron happened, and then we know what happened. But take Omicron out, and I think, isn't the jury still out on whether or not, when it comes to Alpha, to Delta, and to other variants, what's your basis for saying that it did not work for those other variants?
Well, for Delta, it didn't work, no? Likewise with Omicron, it didn't work. The cases still came in this country, and so did other countries face a similar situation. So what I'm trying to say here is that when we shift, we do it slowly, no? We brought that down from 7 to 5, then to 3, then it was brought back up to 5, no? Because Omicron was a threat, no? So that continues to remain at 5 for fully vaccinated. What I'm suggesting is that as we reach, we can see now a gradual downward trend of Omicron, that once we get to the lower levels, then we can now bring it back to 3 days and eventually really consider doing away with facility quarantine. No? And people just come back here, get they get tested prior to the departure from whatever country, maybe 24 hours before departure, similar to what we are doing right now before going to America. We take an antigen test 24 hours prior to departure. We can do the same thing, no? I think we should start to be open to that idea and see, no? Because Omicron, Delta, you can, all of these variants, you really cannot stop from entering your country, no? It will eventually penetrate, and the speed of Omicron, we can say it was fast. Yes, it is. But I believe that we should start to live a normal life, no? And move on and allow these businesses to restart. No, they cannot remain closed for 2 years. That's impossible for anybody to survive. No?
Sir, the other aspect is the the issue of shifting from facility-based quarantines to home quarantines. Are we ready for home quarantines, considering that, majority of Filipinos don't have multi-room houses, or don't even have a house, a decent house that you might call, a segmented area where you can have somebody isolated for a certain period of time. So that question.
That's why we have to prepare. This is the ideal scenario. Now, how do we get there? It has to be discussed. No, these are concepts, these are ideas. Remember last year I was saying that the government should be stronger in enforcing vaccination, restricting movement, and it was done this year. No, so maybe my thoughts are maybe a bit ahead, but I think we should start thinking and have that in mind, because I don't think any sector can last a 2-year lockdown, especially the tourism sector. And that is the sector that will give life to many of our micro and small entrepreneurs, because they're connected. Many are connected to the tourism sector. If we continue to shut this down, not only the sector will die, but our airlines will not be able to survive. No? The number of people arriving in the Philippines, this is limited to about 3,000 a day. Prior to the pandemic, this was at about 40,000, I'm told, by Philippine Airlines, to 50,000 a day. So we are very far. Now, I'm not saying we open the doors and, everybody come in and, no, I'm saying we do it gradually. We start to plan, we start to think. I'm glad that Secretary Vince Dizon agreed with the thinking process, that we have to start thinking about it. No, we cannot say, okay, no, I won't do it. That's not going to get us anywhere. No, we cannot sustain this kind of funding of all vaccines and medical equipment, etc., endlessly. We really have to get back the economy running so that people can have money to be able to pay for all of these vaccines. No.